All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final reaction of the day. We just had a great chapter, one that left me with so many questions of One Piece, and now it's time to see what happens after Shin beat Tenkyu and Sakamoto himself showed up. Let's begin, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to yet another reaction for Sakamoto Days. So, Shin has beaten Tenkyu, has him dead to rights, cut off 2 of his fingers from his main bow hand, and also probably permanently scarred his left eye. And just when Shin is preparing to just basically kill Tenkyu because he went into this fight with the intention of killing him, he gets stopped by Sakamoto. So let's see what happens in chapter 195, days 195, I know. 30 minutes earlier, and we go back to Torres, who's asking questions, who was going to ask Atari about that racing ticket. I need a reading on this horse racing ticket. And Heisuke and Miss Hoshi, they're there, trying to protect Atari. Who are you? And Torres is looking. And then we go back in time. Back to Oki, Mr. Oki. The head of the order. You want me to go to the JAA prison? Give me a break, Mr. Oki. Some fortune tellers in danger? The prison should be safe enough. She'll be fine. The chairman was afraid of having her powers taken, so he confined her to the prison. But someone's trying to abduct her. She's just a fortune teller. What's the big deal? Even when I draw a great fortune at the shrine, I never win at the races. She's beyond human understanding. A veritable Laplace's demon. Very used effectively, she could serve as a weapon of Takamuto's level. We can't let anyone else get her. What's wrong with everyone? Relying on this fortune-telling baloney. That's how you let the big wins get away. As we cut back to the present, where Heisuke and Miss Hoshi have been bodied by Torres completely. And he has Atari just like under his arm, and he also has his hand in his pockets. He's literally just walking with his hand in his pockets with Atari just kind of stuck between his arm. He done already bodied Hoshi and Heisuke. Relying on this fortune-telling baloney, that's how you let the big wins get away. Stop. Huh? You guys ran her ragged, and now her luck's run out. Leave her alone. And then Hoshi goes, this guy. You think everyone gets to choose how they want to live? This girl and I are just playing the hand we're dealt. Just playing the hand we were dealt. If you want to change your fate, you gotta gamble. And there's like a bzz, bzz sound coming from Shin's name tag. And then there's a crack in the ceiling, and Sakamoto comes crashing through the ceiling right above Torres, who goes, oh crap. And Sakamoto proceeds to kick Torres in the face and send him flying through a wall in the distance. Taro! What are you doing here? Back at the store, we got an emergency signal from Shin's name tag GPS. I traced it here.
My lucky item.
And Sakamoto's looking at Atari like, huh? Also, the emergency GPS is also on the register back at Sakamoto's? Interesting. Where's Shin, Heisuke? Shin's down below. He says he's quitting the store and returning to the assassin life. Please, Taro, bring Shin back. And then Hoshi, still bloodied and bruised after being beaten by Torres. Wait a minute. You're Taro Sakamoto, right? I know it's not my place to say this, but if you leave now, this girl will be in grave danger. Don't worry, Sakamoto. Go on down to your friend. I'll forgive you for that blow. But if you go, I'm keeping the girl. If the black-haired kid and the woman give me trouble, I'll kill him. And then Sakamoto takes his apron off. And also, he has Heisuke's rifle as he goes, Heisuke, hold the fort for 10 minutes. I'll bring Shin back. And Pisuke is here as well. My gun! And...
Ooh!
Pisuke!
Amazing! That bird and that boy are powerful luck items for each other. I sense an extremely powerful aura of safety and good energy.
You think that kid can hold out for 10 minutes? Now that's a gamble, Sakamoto. It's not a gamble. It's a sure thing. I trust my friends. And then we cut back to when Shin was on top of Tenkyu, and we just see speed lines as Sakamoto is speeding towards Shin, zooming in over 400 meters in seconds. Just as Shin is preparing to stab Tenkyu, we cut back to the present from the last chapter where he grabs Shin's arm and stops him. Mr. Sakamoto, what are you doing here? And Sakamoto is holding his name tag. My name tag? How? We're leaving, Shin. This isn't where you belong. Family's calling again. Give me a sec. Sorry, I had to turn the oven on. But let's go back. Sakamoto is holding Shin's name tag. My name tag? How? We're leaving, Shin. This isn't where you belong. And then Tenkyu starts to spit up blood. Hold on, I'm trying to catch my breath real quick because I had to run back and forth. And I'm also in my church pants, so they don't exactly allow for a great deal of movement and flexibility. But Tenkyu starts coughing up blood, and he starts wheezing and twitching. Move! And he starts listening to Tenkyu's breathing. The wound punctured his lungs. He won't last long like this. We have to compress the wound. There was a work belt under the pipes back there. Go get it. No. He needs to die. And Sakamoto's all like, what? He was going to go after Miss Aoi and Hana. Why would you save a slime bag like... For your sake. I won't let you become a murderer. It's no use. I'm not what you and the others think, Mr. Sakamoto. I'm not a good person. And while Shin is knelt over, like in a fetal position, with his head down, Sakamoto goes over to him, kneels, and just simply says, I know. Don't worry. I know what kind of person you are. And then we go back in time. Yeah, we go back in time where we get people inside of a building and they're being introduced to Sakamoto for the first time. Starting today, we'll be working together. Supposedly, he was JAA Special Forces before. He's new, but I can vouch for his skills. And Sakamoto notices someone in the back. Oh, that kid. We caught him sniffing around. Refuses to say who he's working for, so I was about to ice him. Shin, age 13. Hey, save me, jerk face. Sakamoto, age 19. There's only a 6-year difference between Sakamoto and Shin? I thought, hold up! Maybe I missed it. How did I miss it? The age of Sakamoto. Well, actually, when you think about it, we never really got the ages of Sakamoto and Shin right next to each other. Because I've always saw Sakamoto as being much, much older than Shin, but it's literally only a 6-year difference. It's only a 6-year difference? Hey, save me, jerkface. Shin, age 13. What? Sakamoto, age 19. To be continued. Okay. Yo, Madala, good to see you. Shin was 20 from first chapter, I believe. Okay, so but my thing is, did we ever get Sakamoto's age right next to Shin's? Did we ever get his age right next to Shin's? Also, Andre, good to see you. I'm excited to see this flashback. I have a feeling that we're getting some reveals about Shin. It wouldn't surprise me. He had repressed memories. The brain does that as a defense mechanism. And given how he just taxed his brain for, speeding himself up mentally, who knows what other memories are going to surface? Mind you, we're looking at this Taro's 27, I believe. Okay, so there's like a 6-year difference, but there's like a 6-year difference between them if Shin is 13 here and Sakamoto is 19 here. But I guess I didn't see both of their ages right next to each other, and I just thought, there's that much of a difference between their ages. Maybe it's been a hot minute since we had the age of Sakamoto just put up on screen for like a hot minute in present day, or let alone when he's right next to someone else. Maybe it was just me. It might have just been a me thing, so don't think too much about it. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. What we can gather is that Torres tried taking Atari. And after just getting a small flashback of Oki saying like, we don't need anyone taking Atari because her capabilities could be dangerous in the hands of someone who isn't us. And then we come out of the flashback and Torres already beat Heisuke and Hoshi to the ground while preparing to, leave with Atari. But then Sakamoto comes crashing in and he gets kicked away by Sakamoto. Now, I incorrectly thought that what Sakamoto had on was like an apron, but no, it was just literally the strap that was holding Heisuke's gun. And Pisuke is also here as well. And Atari can see that the link between Pisuke and Heisuke is so strong that they're both each other's lucky item. And there's like an extremely powerful aura of safety and good energy. And Sakamoto's all like, okay, Heisuke explains to him that Shin is further in. And Sakamoto says, like, I need you to hold the fort for 10 minutes. And Torres is all like, you think that kid can hold out for 10 minutes? Now that's a gamble, Sakamoto. And Sakamoto's all like, it's not a gamble. It's a sure thing. I trust my friends. He literally says, like, this kid over here, he's going to be able to hold you back for 10 minutes. I'm not gambling. I know he can. I'll be right back. And it's like, oh, this is Sakamoto. This is just his mentality. he has so much trust. He has so much trust in his friends that he's not even worried about someone as powerful as Torres bringing them down. Because Sakamoto is a good judge of someone's combat skills. So he could tell, like, oh, Heisuke is not going to last here, so I need to keep Torres at bay, or at least subdue him momentarily so I can go check on Shin and stop him from killing someone. No, he's all like, Heisuke, you got this. Hold him back for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go up ahead. That's how sure he is. He's not gambling anyone's lives. He wouldn't do that if he wasn't sure, but he's 100% sure that Heisuke will be able to last 10 minutes with Torres, which is enough time for Sakamoto to get back with Shin. And then Sakamoto moves at an incredible speed, given the way that the scene was drawn, and he stops Shin from killing Tenkyu. And Shin's all like, I'm not a good person. He needs to die. He needs to die. And Sakamoto's all like, no, this isn't you. This isn't I know what kind of person you are. Because we also get a flashback of when Sakamoto first met Shin. So now we get to see just what kind of person Sakamoto is referring to. Not only that, but Sakamoto is also looking to save Tenkyu because the dude is actually starting to choke on his own blood, and his lung has been punctured due to his fight with Shin. But we're also about to get a big old flashback with Sakamoto and Shin in their younger years. So I feel like this may be one of those flashbacks that we all been looking forward to. Like, it's one thing to hear that Shin and Sakamoto have worked with each other. It's another thing to get the flashback where they first met each other and we see them throughout their days getting to know each other and the person that he was about the person he was referring, because Shin thinks like, I'm a bad person. He was going to kill Aoi. He was willing to kill Aoi and Hana. I needed to kill him. I'm not a good person. I'm not the type of person that you and everyone else at Sakamoto's thinks I am. And Sakamoto's all like, I know what kind of person you are. I know what type of... Matter of fact, let me just go back to that quote again. Don't worry, I know what kind of person you are. And he says, for your sake, I won't let you become a murderer. So now we're going to be getting a chapter dedicated to the flashback of Sakamoto and Shin. Mind you, we're going on break, so there won't be a chapter for One Piece or Sakamoto Days next week. So we're going to be going on break. And since it's going to be in 12 days, that is a great quote. I loved it, but we need exact clarification as to what he meant by that. Yeah, like, don't worry, I know what kind of person you are. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. I know what kind of person you are. And that's a perfect time for us to have a flashback so we can see what kind of a person is Shin and why he needs to stop. Why he needed to stop Shin from becoming a murderer. I know next chapter is a flashback, but do you think or hope Tenkyu will be saved, die, or something else will happen in this arc? I think he'll probably be saved, but also might even be detained. Because I'm pretty sure Sakamoto will let them know that Tenkyu is, used to roll with Slur, and that's probably going to be reason enough for them to, have him incarcerated. Like, his life will probably be saved because Sakamoto doesn't want him to die due to, Shin's actions, and I won't let him die because I don't want my friend to become a murderer. I believe Tenkyu will survive. It wouldn't make sense if he died now, at least in this point of the story. I don't see him dying. Because Sakamoto goes out of his way to save people, even some of his foes, if they're heavily injured, he goes out of his way to, like, look after them because he doesn't want to be a killer anymore, nor does he want to be a person that is linked to the killing of an individual in any way, like someone gets caught up in the crossfire. You know how it is. So, of course, he's going to do his best to save him. But we're going to get that flashback first before we have Sakamoto save Tenkyu. Mind you, flashbacks it doesn't happen at the same time as real life events, so we're just gonna get the flashback first and then cut back to the present where Sakamoto is working with Shin to save Tenkyu. But I honestly feel like Tenkyu will probably be incarcerated by the JAA. And I still have faith Shin will be able to somehow unlock Tenkyu's brain and make him feel empathy. We're gonna have to see. Given how he was able to unlock his brain's limiter for being able to perceive things, I imagine that there are still some facets to Shin's ESP that he can tap into that can affect a person more than just simply giving them one command that can never really work on that person again. There's a wide bevy of options that a person with telepathy can reach. I mean, X-Men is a good example of just how far a person's telepathy can go. But not saying that it's going to reach those lengths of that of like Professor Xavier or Jean Grey, no less. But there's still much to Shin's ESP that we still haven't seen yet. We just got a brand new facet of it that allows him to affect himself, where things that move fast now move at a crawl, with him being able to command his own brain to perceive things at speeds. So there's a lot of applications here. There's a ton of applications to what Shin's ESP can do now. Or Legion, we don't need a ton of different personalities that can also give him different powers as well, because then we go out of the realm of superhuman and just become mutant, and it might as well be the X-Men manga at that point. But I feel like despite everything that Shin has shown us during this entire fight against Tenkyu, there's still more that he's probably going to do in the future. As far as like how grand and how big the scope of his powers can become, there's still a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of room for growth. But we're going to have to see. But you know what will probably help with that? With us understanding just what lengths Shin is willing to go to for his own power, understanding who he is as an individual through this upcoming flashback. Because I feel like this is going to be a character development moment for Shin and a character understanding moment for Shin that I feel like we've been wanting for quite a while now. Like, we got so much of Sakamoto's backstory, but the only backstory that we got from Shin was during his time being inside of that laboratory and him growing up with that one dude whose name escapes me at the moment. But we really didn't get too much other than that. So now we're going to see his life after that. Like, we got his flashback when he was a kid growing up in that laboratory with ESP and the ability to read minds. But now we're going to see his life after leaving that laboratory and him getting into the assassin business. And then meeting up with Sakamoto and the adventures they went on when they were younger, when they were still some of the, where Sakamoto was one of the top assassins of his skill. So after this break, we get a nice hefty flashback, but it remains to be seen how long we're going to spend in this flashback, because we spent a couple of chapters in the flashback with Rion, Uzuki, and Sakamoto back then. There are still theories of Shin being from Alkamar. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if anything of that nature pops up in the flashback. We'll have to see. I wouldn't be surprised, though. Because think about it. They wanted to make a perfect assassin. Let's see what we can do scientifically. Maybe make an assassin that can read minds. Oh, it failed. Just joking. There's a lot of potential in this manga, and I just hope Suzuki-sensei plans to keep on working on it. It deserves plenty more arcs. The world is so vast to be explored and expanded upon. Yeah. The world of Sakamoto is such a great thing to build upon. Like, the world of assassins, like, it's one thing to watch John Wick and see the world of assassins in a movie that can be like 2 hours in length for each movie. It's another thing to get so much world building in manga pages where it starts to actually build up even more than John Wick. I mean, like I said, this is John Wick meets a grocery store owner. This is John Wick if he worked in grocery. This is literally that. John Wick if he became a family man. So now we're getting we're just getting so much stuff with the story that I think Suzuki is doing very, very well. Now, of course, you're going to have people that say, like, I don't know what's going on with this series. It's a dumb series. This is stupid. Suzuki doesn't know what he's doing. And those people don't know what they're saying. I mean, it's nice that you have an opinion on it and you know who you are. But You clearly do not understand the story if you think what Suzuki's doing with this story is bad in any way, or, gimmicky or tropey, or anything of that nature that seems to have that semblance of, like, well, this doesn't make any sense, it's not realistic, it's dumb, or whatever. Yeah, God help you. But for me, all I can see is a great story that I want to see more of. So we'll have to see what Sakamoto Days holds in store for us next year. Gaku and Haruma recognize Shin. Gaku might remember him from the JA Invasion arc, but Haruma has never seen him before. It's very interesting, but there might be a different orphanages or organizations out there. This is what I'm hoping that the flashback actually brings light to. Because with them preparing to kill Shin in front of Sakamoto, who knows if they let something slip about where they found him, where he's from, the information on him during this entire flashback. Other than what we got from, like, the laboratory, from the lab arc. So we'll have to see. You are right. Let's see what the series has to offer. I think it's going to be surprising. But yeah, we're going to have to see. Overall, this was a great chapter. And I'm so glad Sakamoto got there in time. But now I'm wondering, while this flashback is going on, what's Heisuke going to be doing to defend himself against Sandblaster Torres? Can't wait to see that. But we all get a break. Everybody gets a break. We all get to rest on Sunday. I get to rest on Sunday from One Piece and Sakamoto Days. And then we won't get a new chapter until basically January. But overall, I enjoyed this chapter, and I'm looking forward to the next one. To everyone here, from Andre to Madala, to everyone in between, especially if you just showed up, thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you anymore this week, I just want to say thank you for a wonderful year. Doing what I do. It has been nothing short of a joy. I'm not even concerned about anything bad that may have happened during this year, or maybe even things that have been less than favorable. I'm just grateful that I've been able to do what I love to do, which is entertaining you guys, and entertaining myself by doing this. I just want to say thank you for all the support you have shown me throughout this entire year. And if you are just getting here, like, recently, I just want to say, hey, I still thank you. This job is amazing, and I'm blessed to have it, and I get to do what I love on a consistent basis. So if I don't see you again, thank you for everything you have ever done for me this year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone. Enjoy yourself with your family. I'm going to go ahead and rest up before we start eating some good food. Well, before food starts cooking. Thank you for reading Sakamoto Days. Of course. I've been meaning to read that for quite some time now. And I'm so happy I can add this series to the channel for all of you to enjoy. But thank you for everything. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe out there. If you're visiting with family, please stay safe, because I would like to see you again. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!